Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Boise Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. We are a spiritually diverse, justice-seeking religious community proclaiming the power of love at the core of our living tradition. Love of neighbor, love for ourselves, and love for our planet. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, however you identify, you are welcome here. Whatever faiths you have known, if any, whatever doubts you carry, you are welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. I'm the Reverend Sara LaWall. I use she, her pronouns. Today, my preferred name is Dorothy. And I'm so blessed to be joined by my dearest friend, Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. She'll be serving as our celebrant today. So let's take a moment to welcome our online community, those joining us on Zoom. Give them a wave, and our friends on Zoom, you're invited to turn on your cameras if you're able so that we can see your beautiful faces here in our space. Oh, good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Janet and Mark and Steve and Diane and John and Chuck. There's Chuck Tate and Scott and Jane. It's so good to see all of you. Hello, friends in the corner. KJ, see you there. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us online, reminding us that we worship together as one beloved community beyond the walls of this sanctuary. A special welcome to our newcomers, those that are joining us for the first or second time. We know it takes a lot of courage to come and check out a new community, and we're so glad that you have chosen us this morning. We invite you to introduce yourselves after the service during our hospitality time if you're with us on person, and in the chat if you're online, so that we can warmly welcome you. And we have some newcomer forms in either entryway, and we'll post a link in the chat so that you can keep up to date and join our email list with all that is happening in our fellowship. We are a busy, busy place. There are lots of ways for you to connect and engage with the people and the work of this community. I have a few announcements for us. I want to let everybody know that we've relocated our food pantry down the South Hall in the Channing Room. This is the post-fire putting back together, but because we'll be starting construction in this space in a few weeks, in like 6-ish weeks, we're not going to put it back in the closet, so we're relocating it temporarily down there. And I also want to remind you about this weekend, starting on Saturday, our Climate Revival, hosted by our Climate Action Team. This is a Saturday workshop where we get to come together and reimagine a new era of climate resilience and community support together. We're asking folks to register because we're feeding you lunch, so that QR code in fact works, and you can register right now if you like, but you can also find the registration form in your email inboxes. We hope you'll join us for that, and then we'll have a revival service the next day focusing on climate resilience and community. And today begins our annual giving drive with our fabulous theme, There's No Place Like Home. We are having a community potluck and conversation after the service. We hope that you'll stick around for that. Even if you didn't bring a potluck dish, it's okay. All are welcome. We have so much food left over from our memorial service yesterday. No one will go hungry today. But we'll invite you to go get your coffee so we can reset the space. And if there are a few leaders who want to join and help schlep some tables, we'd be very grateful. I also want to let you know that all month during our annual giving drive, we have this fabulous little photo booth set up over here, the Emerald City, the rainbow. There's some masks and things, and there's some whiteboards where you can write what it is that makes BUUF feel like home for you, and take your photos and email them to us so we can show your beautiful photos during worship all month long. It's going to be a great day. Each week, we center and ground ourselves, beginning our worship time together by lighting the flaming chalice. the symbol of our free faith, a beacon of hope, love, and justice. And sometimes when the world feels heavy and hard to bear, we need a little bit of magic to help us find the spark. So today I have asked Glinda to help us light our chalice here in the sanctuary. I invite those of you in our virtual community to light a chalice and just, feel Glinda's magic translating right to you through the camera there. If you have a chalice nearby, and then share with us in the chat where it is you have lit your chalice this morning. Friends, it's my great pleasure to introduce our first-time chalice lighter, Glinda. Glinda, we always like to introduce our first-time chalice lighters by sharing a little bit about yourself. So I wonder if you'll share, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to be with munchkins. I like to bestow ruby slippers upon worthy recipients. I like to spend just a little bit of time in the Emerald City. And I like chocolate.
Oh. Thank you, Glinda, for being with us today. You might have a long line for ruby slippers after the service today. I hope you brought extras. I invite us all to rise, embody your spirit, sing our gathering hymn together. This is a familiar tune, but with some different words. It's number 140 in the gray hymnal, words on the screen. Hail the glorious Golden City, but if those of you are inclined and you'd like to sing Hail the glorious Emerald City, feel free.
We come from and live on land considered sacred by many indigenous peoples, known as Bannock, Shoshone, Paiute, and many other tribes that lived here sustainably for thousands of years, inhabiting a vast region including much of Idaho.
We recognize the long history of the land, long before colonization, and acknowledge the ancient tribes whose names have been lost in history.
With this acknowledgement, we wish to demonstrate our commitment to dismantling the legacies of settler colonialism. We honor Indigenous peoples' connection to the land and support their right to sovereignty.
In the challenges of these truths, may we move through the world bringing justice in every way that we can, listening to the truths spoken to us by Native American peoples, making space for them to re-inhabit this place, and giving them back the resources they need to heal their communities.
We are in a new month and thus a new spiritual theme. And so the theme for this month of April is living love through the practice of joy. And today is the kickoff for our annual Giving Drive service, and we have fully embodied joy in this year's theme of There's No Place Like Home. Between the Wizard of Oz and Wicked and celebrating all the ways we create home together, the joy is ever present, friends, and we invite you to lean in. This theme sparks the very essence of what we joyfully create together, a spiritual home where we find connection, belonging, and purpose, a home not just for us, but for the larger community we serve through our love, justice, and compassion. So as we enter into this time of worship together, I invite us all to take a breath together. Fill your body with breath. Breathe, knowing your breath connects you to one another, to your body, and to our planet. Our breath offers us an opportunity to tune in to our spiritual center, to listen deeply to our heart's own longing. Thou art the song of my heart in the morning. Thou art the dawn of truth in my soul. Thou art the dew of the roses adorning. Thou art the woven whole. Thine is the grace to be steadfast in danger. Thine is the peace that none can destroy. Thine is the face of the need-riven stranger. Thine are the wings of joy. Thou art the deep, to the deep in me calling. Thou art a lamp where my feet shall tread. Thy way is steep past the peril of falling. Thou art my daily bread. Thine be the praise of my spirit uplifted. Thou art the sea to each flowing stream. Thine be the days that are gathered and sifted. Thou art the deathless dream.
Our call to worship this morning is from the Reverend Margaret Weiss. Come into this place with your whole self. The parts that are raw and exposed, the part that is beaming with joy, the part that is seeking the truth, the new, the possibility. Come into this place, open your heart, lay down your burden, lift up your hope for something new to happen. Come into this place with fellow travelers on the journey, some faces new and others familiar, and all welcoming you here, now, to this moment. Come, let us worship together. With our promise of building a beloved community, we celebrate our commitments to being a multi-generational community, a community of generosity, and a community of care and connection. In that spirit, I'd like to invite our children up front for our time for all ages.
Oh, friends, whew. I'm sweaty now. That took it out of me. Thank you, dancers, for dancing with me. We were easing on down the road. Does anybody know what road we were easing down? Yes, Greta. The yellow brick road. And what story is the yellow brick road from? Yes, ma'am. The Wizard of Oz. Now raise your hand if you have seen the movie or read the book, The Wizard of Oz. Some of you haven't, it's okay. Highly recommend. You might want to after today. You're going to want to go home and watch it. I want you all to kind of help us tell the story of The Wizard of Oz. It's the theme for today's service. There's no place like home. And I have a little wonder box just with a few things in the wonder box today. It's not really overfull, so only a few you will get to have things, okay? But you're gonna help tell the story, okay? Okay, hold on to your thing. It's just a few. Oh, it's hard to get. Did you get it? Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay. Now, thank you, Glinda. My friend Glinda is going to help us tell the story too. So the story begins, who has the main character of our story? Who has the main character of our story? Look at your friends from the Wonder Box. Who has, I'm the main character of the story. I was going to say you. I'm also. Dorothy's the main character of the story, and Dorothy lives where? And what happens to Dorothy? The tornado comes, right? And she's wishing for a place beyond the sun, and she's kind of just feeling blue, and then the tornado comes, she walks out the door, and boom, Glinda, where is Dorothy?
Dorothy is transported to the magical land of Oz.
And she meets her friend Glinda.
But before that,
she meets Munchkins.
and even before that,
What happens when Dorothy's house? What happens with Dorothy's house?
She murders the witch.
her house does.
The house, I know, we've learned some things about some problematic pieces of the story now, especially since we have Wicked. The house falls on the Wicked Witch of the East. But her good friend Glinda helps her out because the Wicked Witch of the East is really evil, and it's not Dorothy's fault her house fell on the Wicked Witch of the East.
And so Glinda, the good witch of the north, gives Dorothy the dead witch's ruby slippers.
She looted the slippers from the witch that she killed. Okay. Onward. On her journey down the... Who does she meet? If you have someone that Dorothy meets on her journey, hold them up. Hold up.
Witch.
She meets the Tin Man. Oh, and the Tin Man comes with her on the journey. And what does the Tin Man want more than anything?
A heart.
A heart. So he comes with Dorothy on the journey. Where are they going? To Emerald Land to see the wizard, because that Glinda tells them the wizard might be able to help them. And so she meets the Tin Man. He wants a heart, so he comes with her on the journey. Who else does she meet? She meets this one, the Scarecrow. What does the Scarecrow want?
A brain.
A brain, don't we all? And a heart. We all want all these things. They're so important. And so the Scarecrow comes with her on the journey. And who else? This lion, though, has a special name. The Cowardly Lion. The Scaredy Cat. What does the lion want? The courage. He wants courage. The nerve. Yes, he wants the nerve. That's right. So they go forth on the journey together, and do they just boop, boop, set off, and then they're in Emerald City and all is well? They get what they want?
No.
What happens along the way? What's this Wicked Witch of the West? Now we know more about her story too, so we have some compassion. But what's her favorite line? That's right. They face some obstacles together. But they do make it to the Emerald City. They do make it all the way to the wizard, who appears very scary. And then what happens? It's a what? It's a trick. Is the wizard real? And so then the wizard is just a dude behind the curtain with no power, just, moving machinery around. And the three of them, but Dorothy despairs because she's trying to get back home to this place that she imagined. So she turns to her good friend Glinda, who comes down in her magic bubble to help.
And Glinda tells Dorothy she has always had the power to go home. And now all she needs to do is click her heels together how many times? 3 times. And say, "There's no place like home." So if you could do that for us, please, Dorothy. Click your heels together 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There's no place like home.
That is the message of this whole month. And for as long as you need it, to remember there's no place like home. All the ways we create home together as a community, your own homes that support you and love you, and all the places you experience home in the world. We are going to sing our young people. We're going to sing our community blessing. There's no place like home, but we have some special magic for you while we sing this blessing. So whenever you're ready, Carrie. Gently, gently. as you go your way in peace and bubbles. In peace and bubbles, in peace and bubbles. Everybody's together on this side today if you're going with Travis. Young people are also welcome to stay here in the service and leave whenever you're ready, or never ever. Or not, as we said a lot yesterday. That was fun. Glinda, kind of want bubbles every Sunday. Thank you for the magic, friends. As another part of our service honoring this home and the fact that there truly is no place like it, we are pleased to welcome those who have chosen to become members of our congregation. Whether you are born into Unitarian Universalism or have come to it later in life, when you decide to become a member of a congregation, you do so of your own choosing, which makes this an important and special decision. This fellowship is a free religious congregation, covenanting together to support each other in our search for truth, meaning, and spiritual growth. We do not subscribe to a creed or a dogma. We are guided by values and principles to help affirm and promote the fulfillment of our highest aspirations and our deepest beliefs as we strive for beloved community where no one is a stranger. I am going to invite up our board president this year, Rob Ham, to join me up here. Is Rob here? Yes, there you are, Rob. I knew you were out there somewhere wearing the perfect shirt for today. Oh, I like that design too. Rob, come on up. There's some lines. Rob is going to, hey, McLean, hold on one second. We're going to call your name out loud. Rob is going to read something, and he'll call your names aloud.
We are so pleased to welcome our 16 new members. As your names are called, we invite you to come forward and gather in a line behind me on the chancel to be recognized.
Be a long line.
Jonathan Adams. Okay.
Jonathan is not with us.
Heidi Bailey.
Heidi Bailey, I think that's.
Everybody's sleeping in today.
There's Heidi.
Jim Barker. Elizabeth Barker. Bob and Ann Bolyard, who I think are ill today. Sally Kalong. Margaret Dimmick. Cindy Hartley. McLean Morledge. My man McLean. Krista O'Connor. Michael Robinson. Jane Rowling. And Colleen Smith. This is an important moment in the life of this congregation. Each of you has chosen to become part of this community, sharing in the privileges and responsibility of membership. In joining this congregation today, your story is added to the living local tradition of over 100 years, which is part of the larger Unitarian Universalist faith, which has come into being more than 500 years ago. As a new member of this community, we invite you to join in the traditions, activities, and work of the congregation. Members of the Boise UU Fellowship will covenant together to welcome these new members before you, to be open and inclusive, respecting their inherent dignity, their ideas and visions, in times when it's easy and in times when it's difficult. So please say, we will. We will. Now I want to add my personal welcome to all of you for taking this step. Welcome to the congregation.
Thank you. Could you also call out Judith McMurtry and Matt?
Yeah, Judith and Matt McMurtry. Administrative errors are no reflection on value. We are but human.
There's so many, we don't know quite what to do with all of you. So your names, I think there was so much commotion, but I want to make sure we have all the names that are here on our table. Lawrence and Judith McMurtry, Colleen Smith, Jane Rowling, you all heard your names, right? Sally Cologne, Cindy Hartley. To our new members, did you all say we will already? I was so busy handing out bags. Okay. So to our new members, in return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals, truly. But when we fail, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and to help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as equal members of this congregation, this faith, and our shared spiritual journey. If you accept this role of membership into the Boise Unitarian Universalist Fellowship and covenant to affirm and promote the principles and values of our Unitarian Universalist tradition, contributing your time, talent, and resources toward making ours a creative, caring, loving, compassionate, and joyous spiritual home, please say, we will. We will. Friends, I invite you all to rise as you are able and join together in reciting the membership affirmation found on our screen. New members, you have a card with a pin that has the affirmation on the back of it, so you don't have to crane your necks. It's a card with a pin, looks like this. I'm gonna see Elizabeth. This welcome card, and then the words are on the back. So many prizes in there. Yes, you can look on with your neighbor. Thanks to Nancy who put these beautiful member gift bags together. Gwyn's also going to come by and hand you a rose before you go, so don't leave yet. But let's say our affirmation together. As members of this fellowship, our commitment to our UU principles shapes our true purpose in being together. We will continue to minister to one another, bringing our whole selves to this endeavor. We renew our covenant to seek and speak the truth in love, nurture spiritual growth, and practice justice within, among, and beyond these walls. Amen. Let's give our new members a big hand.
That's all right. I'll get it next time. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
I've been coming here since I was 6.
You have, I know, McLean. Congratulations, you're a member now. It's come full circle.
Hold still there.
Thank you, members. You may take your seats. I believe we have just created our own sacrament of bubbles.
Generosity is a powerful practice of joy. When we give, we say yes to the natural cycle of abundance in our lives. Yes to building beloved communities within and beyond our walls. We commit ourselves to do work for justice and compassion for all people and our earth. Today, as an expression of our commitment and living out our faith in the world, we share our offering with our plate partner, City of Good. City of Good is a nonprofit working to build a sustainable food system by supporting local food producers and ensuring equitable access to local food for all. And do we have a, we do, all right. And so I'd like to invite Drea Davis, the development manager from City of Good, to come up and tell us more about it. Oh, thank you, Drea.
Hello. Can everybody hear me? Wow, started the morning with a dance party. I was not expecting that. Thank you. That was so fun. My name is Drea. I am the development manager with City of Good. And yes, we are working to build a sustainable food system in Boise. We're doing that by connecting food producers with eaters. We have a couple different programs that we're running in order to make this work. So we started in 2020. We were actually an emergency response organization. A couple restaurant owners in this community needed to pay their restaurant workers, and also found the gap in there were students that weren't going to school, which meant they might not be eating. So these restaurant workers paid their employees to make meals that were then being delivered to the schools. We've now grown. We've continued to keep in contact with different programs, different organizations in the community, and ask them what their need is. And so we found with the schools, their need is that they need fresh produce in their food pantries. So we then started working with local farmers. We purchase local produce from them. We then distribute it to the schools. So this is all run on our wonderful volunteers like Patty and Sheila that keep these moving. So we pick up and deliver. We also found that there's a gap in senior caregivers. They are caregiving and feeding those who they are caring for, not necessarily feeding themselves. So we have continued to work with the local restaurants, but they are now making meals for low-income senior housing, those in the VA oncology department, and so that's where we're filling that gap now with meals. So again, we're paying local restaurants for those meals. We're then delivering them to those who need it, again, with volunteers. We have added a new program. I don't know if anybody's heard of Create Common Good. We have merged with them, and they are workforce development. So that has now become a program of City of Good, and they just have kind of looped in under us. So we are now also working in workforce development and training, getting those in vocational rehab, and also within the prisons. And so right now we are running prison training programs where we have a trainer go out and teach soft skills, serve safe, so that when and if they are released, there's an opportunity for them to get hired with the skills, the resume that they built, the mock interviews that we've given them. So there's a little bit of help into the reentry. So that, as we expand that, we are going to actually start to shy away from purchasing and actually make meals ourselves with those that we have trained and hire them as to work for us. So those are the three, thank you. Those are the three pillars of how we're creating the sustainable food system. So that's my time. I'm going to be quick. If you have questions, feel free to email me. Patty has my email, and so does Sheila. And then I actually left a newsletter sign up in the hospitality room. So if you are interested, we send a monthly newsletter with the impact, meals that have been delivered, amount of produce. Produce season is coming up, so that will start to be one of our main programs. And then also volunteer opportunities. Most of our volunteer opportunities are during the week. We deliver meals on Wednesdays and Fridays. And then we also deliver to Interfaith Sanctuary. I know you all do some work with Interfaith Sanctuary too. So we deliver meals to them on Fridays. Yeah, let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me here.
Drea, thank you for the work you and City of Good are doing in building a home for all people here in our community. I invite our ushers to please come forward. Our offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Carrie and Mike, for that beautiful hymn that has sustained us really since 2020 when they wrote it right before the pandemic shutdown. And the words, just every time I hear it, just really do something to my heart and reminding us how beautiful and important and special this place is. I invite us all to join together in the collective blessing of our offering this morning. We bless these gifts so freely given. May generosity always be our companion as we walk the holy path towards ever greater compassion and beauty. Thank you. This fellowship is indeed a home where we gather and worship to grow and dream together, where we support one another through life's joys and challenges. And it's a home that extends its arms to the broader world, offering refuge, hope, and transformation. This year's annual giving drive is an opportunity for us to reflect on what home means to each of us, to ensure this home remains vibrant and strong for years to come. Here to share our first reflection on There's No Place Like Home is a beautiful video testimonial from our own Anne-Marie Bussolini.
Dear BUUF community, when Mark and I moved to Idaho in 2017, we realized early on the need to find a community that shared the same values we have. We found it in BUUF. We found home. Our becoming members opened the doors to so many opportunities to make a difference in the lives of those less fortunate than us here in Idaho. The rewards have been far greater than what we gave. This year, Mark and I plan to make a generous donation to support this beloved community. We understand the challenges that lie in balancing out the budget to make sure that we can sustain our pledge to continue providing a welcoming space for all who come through our doors. We also understand the deep need we all have to be part of a safe, loving community such as BUUF. This fellowship has always been built on the belief that we are stronger together. Just as our individual gifts make us whole, so too does everyone's gift, large or small. These contribute to the collective well-being of our beloved community. With your support, we can ensure that BUUF remains a place of refuge, inspiration, and action for everyone who calls it home. Please consider making a generous pledge today. Together we can make sure there is truly no place like home for all who seek solace, connection, and a welcoming place here at BUUF. With deep gratitude, Anne-Marie and Mark Bussolini.
Tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found. in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Are you transported yet? Oh, I am. Y'all, this is going to be surprising for you, but I want to tell you that this is my first pair of ruby slippers ever. I always wanted a pair of ruby slippers growing up. Like so many kids, I ached for them because I knew they would just transform my life just like they did for Dorothy. And who doesn't want a little sparkle in their life? And Dorothy longed for that too, feeling the world was a hopeless jumble and dreaming of a place beyond the sun, longing to find something new for her life, a place of her own, a world where she belonged and felt at home. Remember, she kept getting pushed aside, being told that there was work to do and no place for her. Have you ever felt like the world is a hopeless jumble? It's a rhetorical question. I think most of us feel like we are in the swirl of that hopeless jumble right now. And even as we are showing up for people and each other in extraordinary ways, we're also wondering, where do we fit? What do we do? Overwhelmed by all that is being upended and destroyed as we watch, and we're searching for that place beyond the sun, wondering if those dreams that we've been dreaming all along, even right now, will ever come true. We are inside the tornado, swirling destruction everywhere. But in Dorothy's world, the tornado eventually ends. The dust settles. Yes, it lands on the Wicked Witch of the East, the house. But remember when she finds her way through the rubble and opens the door, everything is in Technicolor. Gold and red and purple and green and pink, and birds are chirping, and the sky is clear and blue. It is startling and magnificent in all of its splendor. I felt this way the first time I encountered Unitarian Universalism. I finally had set out to find a church because I was feeling that hopeless jumble in my own life. I felt a little directionless at a time, and at the time, a little meaningless. Life felt a little meaningless, and I really wanted to find a home, a community with shared values, with some depth, a place of people who longed for the same things that I did, who longed for spirituality and justice and meaning and community without dogma. The most religion I had growing up was a smattering of Protestant churches with my father, Jewish maternal grandparents, and then in my youth, finding a very progressive United Methodist Church with a great youth program, and I'm very thankful for that. Many of you have heard some version of this story. I stayed at that Methodist church through high school and even became a member in college, and they were very liberal and justice-centered, early supporters of LGBT rights and reconciliation movement in the church, and on the front lines of the first sanctuary movement. And worship services were lively and moving with extraordinary music, a lot like ours. But at some point, the theology just became too much. So when I moved to Los Angeles, I just quit church. And I slowly began to miss it. So when a friend recommended Unitarian Universalism to me, and I found the little Studio City church, I remember feeling a little skeptical, like I wasn't ever going to find that other thing that I had felt again. It was like I couldn't quite grasp the brilliance of the Technicolor. Here was this sweet little white church in Studio City, California, looked like any other church from the outside, with a choir and a minister and a hymnal with all too familiar hymns, words slightly changed. But the feeling that I felt in that moment, the colorful brilliance, was more than just any particular one thing. It was what it all stood for. Freedom and love and inclusion and justice and equity and compassion, and discovering my own truth and spiritual path in a community. The thing that made me want to stay with Unitarian Universalism was its radical quest for truth and beauty and its commitment to being a force for good in the world. I was invited to journey with them, to follow their yellow brick road and uncover the gifts of this faith tradition. Unitarian Universalism is our yellow brick road. It is the path, not the destination. Some might like to think we are the Emerald City. Probably we're not. But it is a beautiful path. And the journey we are on is not just for our own individual spiritual selves, but for each other, for humanity, for our collective faith, for the whole world. That journey that can, if we allow it, lead us to a new kind of home. We call ourselves a living tradition because we believe in evolution, in both the scientific and the spiritual sense. We understand there is not one singular truth, but that wisdom comes from many sources, and that we are co-creators with the divine, however we understand it, and with each other in creating and sustaining this life in our collective pursuit of human flourishing. I wonder if any of you felt similarly about finding BUUF or finding Unitarian Universalism. Think way back when for some of you. Some of you can access that memory, it's very recent. It can be a magical feeling to find a place of welcome and belonging and a people who share the same values and hold a vision for the world that includes everyone. A place with like-minded people, but just enough like-mindedness that also welcomes doubt and curiosity and skepticism and respectful debate on theological questions. 30 years ago, this church faced its own turning point, its own moment of being stuck in a hopeless jumble, having moved out of its tiny old building on Pierce Park and looking for a new place to call home, wondering if they would ever find something they could afford, and worshiping in all kinds of different places in downtown Boise, when a band of dedicated leaders found this beautiful place in the heart of Garden City, a horse pasture. There it is. A horse pasture. Hardly the Emerald City in that moment, although it's very green and beautiful. But through the dedication and commitment of so many members and friends, through the decades and generations, this place was transformed into its own Technicolor reality. This building, the classroom wings, the beautiful offices, the stunningly landscaped outdoor sanctuary with our own little Transylvanian bridge. Look around you for a moment. The sanctuary, imagine the sacred ground outside. Now, I know as you're looking around, you might be feeling like me that we're back in a little bit of a hopeless jumble as we're looking around at the aftermath of dealing with the tiny unnatural disaster of a fire. Things are off the walls and things are in random places and there's no vents. And yet there is still beauty here among us. We bring the beauty and brightness and warmth, full of the symbols of our faith, sharing our sacred joys and sorrows and memories and hopes of this congregation. And getting here to this iteration of our home was a yellow brick road journey, starting like Dorothy in a small spiral, 1 foot in front of the other, winding its way bigger and wider and toward a vision of today's future. And Dorothy's journey on the yellow brick road, her journey, which was the only way, as told by Glinda, to find her way home, it offers us some important lessons. The first lesson, we cannot go it alone. In order to return home, we need the support of others, companionship along the way to share the highs and lows and grow our sense of connection. And we are those companions for one another, bringing many unique gifts, bringing brains and hearts and courage and so much more. And just like Dorothy's companions, we're all seeking something, maybe even something we feel that might be missing in our life or in the world. And we find this community and we begin to explore and deepen our spiritual lives and connect with people and get involved. And we start to realize we might have had those things all along. We just needed others to help us see it. I invite you to remember those things you were seeking when you found this community or Unitarian Universalism. Perhaps some of them are still the same things you're seeking now. How did your journey help you find what you were seeking or get in touch with that which already existed within you? The second yellow brick road lesson we can glean from Dorothy and her companions is that this journey will not be without obstacles. Treacherous terrain, dark forests, magical poison poppy fields, and of course, flying monkeys, and a wicked witch who we've already said we know has her own story of being marginalized and hurt by other people she thought she could trust. And all of those obstacles lurk around the path, trying to distract us and keep us from reaching our dreams, our vision, our destination. And boy, do we have a lot of flying monkeys and wicked witches in our midst right now. Like Dorothy and her friends, the despair sets in, and it begins to feel impossible. Remember, visualize that scene with the monkeys are swarming them on the journey, right? They're going through the forest, and the monkeys are everywhere and picking people up. And we wonder how we will ever find our way out of that. But more than this political moment, in this destruction of our democracy and trampling of human rights, in the real fear and unease, the obstacles on our journey can also be our own self-doubt, our own fear, our own inner wicked witches of negativity, uttering that inescapable refrain, "I'll get you, my pretty." I mean, don't we all have a little wicked witch sometimes living in our minds back there? And all of these obstacles can feel overwhelming and exhausting and tempting us into sleepy ignorance like the poppy fields for Dorothy and her friends. But thankfully, our Unitarian Universalist faith and this fellowship offers an antidote, a way to support us through the obstacles of life and society, to help us on our search for truth and meaning, a way to pursue justice and create spaces of radical welcome that affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and support our interconnected web of all existence. When I listen to you talk about this community and why you're here or why you came looking for Unitarian Universalism, I hear those very same sentiments. You talk about the sense of welcome, inclusiveness, and openness to many experiences and beliefs without imposed limitations. You celebrate each other and support each individual's truth and expression of social conscience. This faith will challenge us. It challenges us to face the obstacles on our journey, encouraging us to seek our own answers and deepen our spiritual lives in the process. What I love most about this faith is our commitment to justice and equality, to making our world a better place while at the same time providing space in this home to experience transcendence and mystery and wonder and beauty and joy, which provides our spiritual sacred grounding for that justice work. And finally, perhaps the most important Yellow Brick Road lesson to remember is that there is no wizard. That's a theological statement in and of itself. There is no supernatural power or face in the sky, omniscient and omnipotent, controlling everything, granting our wishes or raining down his wrath. The wizard is just a man, just a dude behind the curtain, creating the impression with smoke and mirrors, the impression of power. But as Dorothy and her friends learned on their journey, they didn't need the wizard. They already had the innate ability to realize their dreams. And I share all of this with you in the joy of this story because another Yellow Brick Road journey has begun. Our annual Giving Drive Kickoff weekend, and in the coming weeks of this pledge drive, you will be asked to make an annual pledge or renew your financial support of this church. Many of you have been pledging for years. And it's also a time of celebration, to name and honor what is good about this church, to share your dreams for the future. And there are some exciting dreams to be realized, some of which we are already realizing with our new HVAC system. A few short weeks and we'll be starting construction on our Serene Sanctuary project. Our social justice grant fund, which was just refunded with your special appeal to the tune of $24,000. That is a dream realized, friends. And of course, your continued consistent support to our annual operating budget. We have so many dreams for this church and for this home and for this community, and the lessons from the Yellow Brick Road show us that achieving them is possible and that the journey can be fun. When I first arrived here in Idaho and at this fellowship, almost 10 years ago, I feel like I've had enough years now that I can be honest with you and tell you that I wasn't quite sure this could be my home. I felt a little bit out of place. I felt a lot uncertain. I wasn't sure I was a good fit here or that anyone would want to join me on this journey. But like Dorothy, I had some wonderful companions in my search committee, in those early board members and board members each new year. And each year, more companions come alongside me, more of you, offering me your courage and brains and heartfelt love, helping all of us to keep going on our yellow brick road journey. And I am proud to be here 10 years later and tell you that every time I walk in those doors, and every time I talk with any of you or in your homes or your small groups, I know this is my home. I feel it in so many ways. I feel it in days like yesterday when so many of us came together to make Brian Jennings' celebration of life so beautiful and magical with laughter and memories and music and good food. And I feel it in the way so many of you also showed up to the Hands Off rally, protesting, representing all of us and our faith who couldn't be there. I feel it when I look at the beautiful chancel design every Sunday and get to talk about the vision behind it. I feel it when I talk with our young people who are so insightful and who now come to talk to me and give me high fives and advice after worship. I feel it when you reach out to share your lives with me, with one another, your joys, your sorrows, your milestones. I feel it in so many ways. And I feel it in a way I have not felt before. Something has changed within me. I am deeply grateful to share this home with you. And I am so proud of the way we continue to ask, how do we make this home better? How do we make this home more inclusive? How do we fling open our doors literally and metaphorically and welcome people in? How do we keep fighting for justice, equity, and compassion? How do we make this home more beautiful, more serene, more climate friendly and carbon neutral, and more spiritually grounded? Dorothy was right. There is no place like home. And there is no place like the Boise Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. And it is because we together make it so. We make it so for all of us right now and for those who may find us in the future. We make it so for those in our community who face hardship and harm. And we've always had the power, and always will, to keep finding our way home and to know there is no place like it. May it be so. Amen. Thank you. And I invite us all to come together in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life and love, holy mystery. In this hopeless jumble of a world with constant clouds darkening the sky, raining fear and hate and power and greed down upon us, help us look up and look around, that we might see that magic lane open up, revealing that place beyond the sun and rain, that place of possibility and hope and love, that somewhere over the rainbow is actually right here in our midst, in this community with brains and courage and heart, everywhere we look, beckoning us on the journey, fighting off the flying monkeys, joining the resistance, holding on when we get tired and weary or lost and afraid, offering steadfast determination and joy. So much joy, even if we sometimes can't see it. Singing and dancing our way to the promised land, to that golden, glorious city of love and diversity and equity and inclusion for all people and our planet. That world we dream about, that we keep building together. Let us welcome and celebrate and share the Technicolor love we know lives right here, in this place, our home, where we gather and give thanks, where we come together as one, where we welcome all, where peace and justice abide. This is our home. In the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen. Just as our friends in The Wizard of Oz did on their journey, sometimes we gotta sing and dance our way home. So I am gonna invite us to rise, embody your spirit, and sing together our hymn, Sia Hamba. For those of you that might follow along in the teal hymnal, it's number 1030, but we're singing slightly different lyrics, which will be on the screen. We'll sing Sia Hamba, marching in the light of God, singing in the light of peace, dancing in the light of love. Here we go. Hands over your heart for our closing blessing. Let us march and dance and sing in the light together, following our vision for home, creating it for ourselves and for the wider world, celebrating this beloved community and our path together, building for tomorrow with big dreams and big love, with extraordinary companions, with an anchor in our living tradition. Let us embark on this yellow brick road journey and follow our dreams over the rainbow. I invite you to join me in clicking your heels together 3 times and saying, "There's no place like BUUF. There's no place like BUUF. There's no place like BUUF. There's no place like BUUF." Amen. Blessed are we all. Go in peace.